Hey guys, time to take a look at some creepy dashcam videos. Now let's buckle up and stay frosty. The following video was captured by two friends as they were driving through an area close to the Aokigahara forest, which is still frequently visited by those who choose this forest to go on their very last journey, if you know what I mean. And it's to nobody's surprise that people say to see ghosts and other paranormal sightings there on the regular. However, the two friends didn't notice anything in particular at the time. Nothing but a blurry object that seemed to hover close to their car. It would appear that their dashcam captured an eerie pair of flags floating in the sky, slowly but surely closing in on their car, and as mentioned, they didn't see these flags in much detail. They thought to have seen a mass, which is why they checked the recording, but it's pretty clear that this might be something otherworldly. What do you think? Was this one of the many spirits which is still visiting this haunted forest? This video shows a young man who was on his way back home from work the following night. He states that his helm camera always records for security purposes and that this route felt always super spooky to him, especially at night. Apparently there are many local tales about ghostly hitchhikers that can be seen on some parts of these extremely old roads. And as fate would have it, he might have experienced such an occurrence himself. What's pretty strange is that whatever we are seeing here appeared twice on the road, as some might suggest it could have been just somebody walking on the road. It's not clear why anybody would do this in pitch darkness, but people can be weird. Why our driver would come across this thing twice though seems to maintain a mystery. What's your explanation? I know we all enjoy our ghost videos, but how about a relaxing fishing trip to calm down a little bit? A big thank you to our today's video sponsor, Fishing Clash. Sometimes you just wanna unwind and enjoy nature. At least that's true for me, so why not go on a digital fishing adventure to brighten the day? It's so much fun. Fishing Clash makes it possible to enjoy your favorite hobby in your pocket. What about building and developing your own fishing village? You are able to travel all around the world and fish in several beautiful global locations. This way you will experience the amazing variety of fish species that Fishing Clash is offering. Personally, I love the idea of upgrading my rods and lures as much as possible. This also helps me when competing with other players in the exciting PvP modes the game offers. You can even take part in weekly competitions and events to hone your fishing. But of course you can also upgrade your skills to further advance your fishing in general. And what's better than playing with your friends and family? Create your own clan to play with them and compete together against other players. So guys, please scan the QR code on screen or hit the link in the video's description to download the game and use my special gift code KingFrostmare to get a special $20 value reward, including a unique avatar for free. Your welcome bonus also comes with a mythical dolphin lure card, luck power-ups and weight power-ups. To redeem your gift code, follow those 3 simple steps. Once again, that's code KingFrostmare. I see you in the game. The following video was recorded by a young man who was passing by a pretty notorious apartment building in this area. Apparently, the building had to be evacuated for some kind of urgent renovation at the time. Besides that, there have been a few eerie incidents of shadow sightings on the hallways and the premises in general. And as the man passes by the building, he seems to have noticed something odd. A pale face can be seen, peeking at the driving car from behind the brick wall. It was pretty certain that nobody was on the premises at the time. And the weird color of the skin make many believe that this perhaps could have been one of the ghosts that is said to roam the building and perhaps the area. Is this possible? Another video, which was captured in Malaysia, and it seems a bit older, but I find it's pretty unsettling. It shows a nightly driver who states that he was driving through a lower populated area at the time. All of a sudden, he realized that there was a see-through person on the road. There clearly is somebody standing and stretching their arm towards the driver. Really strange. If it is anything paranormal is unknown, but something certainly doesn't feel right here. This thing seems semi-transparent. So, do we have to assume this is a ghost? Who can say? The following had been shared by a young man from Australia. He states that he was just taking a road through a forest area and that he heard pretty unsettling screams. And what makes all of it worse is that he saw a creature running in between the trees at the time and even popping up in front of his car. In shock, he brought the car to a stop for whatever reason and recorded the following. A pale figure is making its way over the road, and it looks quite awkward, to be honest. This could have been a regular person, perhaps trying to scare the cars that were passing by. However, based on the driver's report that he saw this thing running through the bushes and even passing him once, make this theory a bit unrealistic, but who can say for sure? This video was uploaded by Moto2Wrist, who was riding his bicycle on a deserted mountain road one night. This road is situated in Hampi, which is also referred to as the Ghost City. He was on a day trip to the Ghost City, and after spending many hours there, he made his way back to the resort. However, due to the darkness, he missed a turn and got lost for a while on these dark roads. He was pretty unnerved, and there was no sign of any civilization. At this point in time, he tells us that he saw a woman who was dressed like a bride walking on the side of the road. It does appear to be a woman in a white dress that is walking in pitch darkness, and I feel like she looks pregnant perhaps, but that of course could also just be her weirdly shaped dress. So if this wasn't just a confused woman, what else could it be? Maybe a spirit? What a scary thought. What do you think is making it through the snow here? A Bigfoot? To me it looks a bit too small for that, but it's really hard to say perspective-wise. Whatever the answer though, it's really strange. This video was found on DASHCAM on the road, and it was shared by a couple of Russian friends who were driving through the city at night at around 1:50 AM in the morning. Based on their reports, they were driving past a traffic light when, in front of their eyes, a woman completely dressed in black seemed to appear. If this is a mysterious encounter or just a regular woman that was standing on the road and staring at the car is unknown. The young friends were wondering though what she could have been doing there that late at night all by herself, and why she wasn't moving and simply staring at their car. What's your best guess? This was also captured by two friends who were driving on a lonely road in Russia. And they noticed a dark creature walking on the right side of the road. Their first instinct? Bigfoot, of course. It had to be. So they exited their car and followed this thing, only to see it disappear into the forest area. But perhaps this was something else entirely. The footage is not the best, so we can only speculate what had transpired here. The following was captured by a woman who was driving home in the midst of night, and she took her regular forest route. She states that out of nowhere, a female-looking creature ran out of the bushes and was coming to a stop right in front of her car, and she had no idea how to react at first. What this is exactly, your guess is as good as mine. Either somebody with a death wish was blocking the road in this creepy pose, or something I couldn't fully explain. This was captured by another nightly driver who was just about to enter town on their way back home, when they encountered something quite eerie, something transparent crossing the road. Some people think that it could be the spirit of someone who passed on at this intersection. Or was it just a weird reflection after all? This was caught by two family members who state that they drove past the house in their neighborhood and that they saw something creepy sitting on their roof, something that wasn't supposed to be there. They checked the next morning again to see if this thing was still there, but it was mysteriously vanished. They asked Paranormal Reddit for help, but most people were as clueless as the two uploaders. This was captured by a truck driver who was delivering some merchandise the following night. Based on his report, he saw a black small figure running on the road and then disappearing, and his camera captured the following. Could this be an animal? Maybe a shadow that was being cast from somewhere else? Maybe it was an unidentified creature after all? If not, maybe the people who say that this was something paranormal are right. I couldn't say. This was captured by a man who states that he as well was just on his way home at the night of this recording. It was a late night in August, and by mere coincidence something was captured on his dashcam that made him feel quite uneasy. He states that at the time it looked like a transparent lady in a white dress that didn't really have a face. And she was just standing there without doing anything, which is why many say that he probably became witness to a paranormal encounter here that night. Does this sound plausible? Or was it perhaps a living person? User Potream has uploaded the following video, stating that they were driving during some pretty harsh winter conditions, and that out of nowhere they witnessed the car in front of them just vanishing into thin air, and that even their dashcam could record this mysterious event. Now, of course, it's quite impossible to say if maybe this was just a trick of the eye, and perhaps the car was just driving off way too fast for the camera to pick it up in these rainy winter conditions. But since the driver swears that he saw it disappear with his own eyes, maybe we have to keep an open mind on this one. Now we're checking out a dashcam recording that might be reason enough for you to avoid driving past graveyards late at night. The couple that was on their way home decided to take a little shortcut, which meant driving on a very old stretch of road which led through a cemetery. I probably don't have to mention that these roads are supposedly haunted, but aren't all cemeteries kinda haunted anyways? Well, the couple did not believe in these ghost stories, since they never had any paranormal encounters before. And honestly, most scary stories are just that, stories. But after a few minutes of driving on the road, they noticed a person. A woman in a white dress is standing right in the middle of the road and staring at our couple. That seems to be quite startled and in distress. It's not easy for them to find the courage to pull aside and drive past the lady, but eventually they drive past and drive home as fast as they can. Now, they are still wondering what this lady was doing there that late at night, and why she was just wearing a white dress, since it reportedly had been quite a bit chilly around that time of the year. Their families believe that it might have been the spirit of the weeping woman, but the couple is not sure if this in fact had been a paranormal encounter. What do you think? This video was captured by a construction worker who was working on a remote site where he was helping to put a newly built living complex together. He then noticed the beautiful moon in the sky and thought that this was a nice opportunity to capture it on video, to show his family afterwards. And then the following unfolded.
Big the moon is, it's really big. Anyway, it's pretty cool. No. No, 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 no. Wait, there's nothing there.
To add to the eeriness, as stated, this location was pretty remote, where nobody was residing at the time. The houses that we see in the background are all just model homes and are not accessible to the public. So, was there somebody else at the site that was waiting for the operator's arrival to possibly scare the man? Or was it perhaps even a paranormal encounter that we simply can't explain? I certainly am baffled. The following video was captured by a group of friends who were on their way to a buddy's house one night, and it was when one of them noticed a strange object in the sky that almost looked like a person walking up there, which of course is pretty much impossible.
I'm not tripping, bro. I would say that's a helicopter, but that's definitely not a helicopter. I can see it clear with my eyes, but I can't see it on the freaking camera. It looks like a man walking, don't it? I see.
Ooh, what is that?
Bro, that looks like somebody walking.
It looks like someone walking. It looks like someone walking.
While it is of course impossible to say what exactly we are seeing here, undoubtedly it's quite the odd sight. Some thought that it might have been some kind of weird drone, or maybe an unknown flight object. Too bad that we don't really see much detail, I find. What is your opinion about this incident? Was it a walking ghost? Or just a weird object floating in the sky? The following video was uploaded by a father who stated that his daughter and her friend had showed him this video after returning back home this night. Their dashcam captured a rather creepy incident that seemed to unfold on the back seat of the car. As the young women were singing along to a song, one of them notices something that resembled a face in the baby seat right behind them. This could be paranoia, of course, but notice how for a couple of frames there seems to be a clear face visible, until it mysteriously vanishes again. Creepy for sure, I find. Do you think the two women actually had a visitor with them in the car at the time, or what exactly had happened here? And guys, don't forget to check out Fishing Clash. You'll find all the links in the video's description.